The Ukrainians are running out of ammunition. The ammunition that they call them 155 millimeter weapons, and they're running out of that ammunition, and we're low on it.
But that reality won't stop the U.S. from sending more to Ukraine. The country reportedly fires the same amount of 155 millimeter artillery rounds in 5 days as we're able to produce in a month. But this administration, they don't care. And if you had any doubts about who's actually running America's war effort in Ukraine, listen to what John Kirby said to our own Shannon Bream.
The defense industry obviously wants to make sure that if they're going to increase production, that that production rate is going to stay elevated for a period of time. That's sort of the central thesis here of the discussions that we're having with them, is to get them to increase production and let them know that we're serious about doing that for some period of time here.
Joining me now is Ohio Senator J.D. Vance. Senator, now we all get mocked for warning against the military-industrial complex. I always go back to, well, Dwight D. Eisenhower knew a little bit about it. And here John Kirby all but admits it.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Laura. It's pretty scary stuff when he's basically saying that the profit motives of the defense contractors are motivating our posture in the Ukraine. What's so unbelievable about this, Laura, is that those of us who have been warning about this have been saying for a year and a half that our posture in Ukraine would deplete our ammunition, deplete our missiles, deplete the systems that we need to, God forbid, fight the next war, to send to the Taiwanese so that they can focus on the real threat in this world, which is the Chinese. What you're seeing now is the President of the United States saying that the American people were running out of bullets. We're not making enough ammunition to arm our own troops or to arm our allies for a war of the future. And yet these same people will continue to say that we can send more to Ukraine. We need to stop supporting the Ukrainian war effort, at the very least, until we have enough bullets for our own troops.
Now, Senator, I want to get your reaction to something that former President Trump said yesterday.
I know Zelensky very well. I felt he was very honorable, because when they asked him about the perfect phone call that I made, he said it was indeed perfect.
That's not going to be enough for Putin to stop bombing Ukraine.
No, I'm not saying that. I had a good relationship, very good, with both of them. I would tell Putin, if you don't make a deal, we're going to give them a lot. We're going to give them more than they ever got if we have to.
Senator, I know what he meant to say there, but some people were worried. Some populist conservatives were worried because it seemed like that was Lindsey Graham speaking toward the end about giving them more and more weapons. But what's your reaction?
Yeah, here's how I take it, Laura. First of all, President Trump has been the lone voice in the wilderness crying, we've got to stop the killing. We've got to stop this war. It's not in our interest. It's not in anybody else's interest for this to continue. The way that I took him, Laura, is making a very obvious and simple point, which is that the Americans, we have leverage here. We have leverage over the Russians. They don't want to continue the war. We have leverage over the Ukrainians. They can't continue the war unless we continue to support them. And I think President Trump is saying, look, we need to use that leverage. We're the world's superpower. We can stop the fighting if we want to. This idea that this is ultimately Russia and Ukraine's decision, it's ridiculous. America has been an important party from day one, from before this war even started. Let's use our leverage and bring this thing to a close. That's what the president's saying, and I agree with it.
But Senator McConnell and Joe Biden are on the same page on this, as is Lindsey Graham, who's obviously very close to President Trump. And again, this is not personal toward anyone, but they have a very clear POV here. Very quickly, is the Senate ever going to relent on this nonstop weapons to Ukraine?
Not yet, Laura, to be honest with you, not yet. There are about 10 of us who are pushing back against this. We need 51 to really stop it. That's why the best chance to bring this war to a close is to get a better president in 2024.
Looking forward to it, Senator. Thank you for joining us at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.